Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. I'm Utsaf Parekh and here are the top stories of the day. Iran has denied the country's involvement in a drone attack targeting US forces in Jordan. The country's foreign ministry has called Washington's allegations baseless and provocative. Yesterday, US President Joe Biden blamed the attack on Iran-backed groups operating in Syria and Iraq. The attack killed 3 American soldiers and left at least 34 others injured. Britain's Foreign Secretary David Cameron has said that the UK has issued new sanctions on 7 Iranian officials and an organization. The country said that the officials are members of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. They have been sanctioned over accusations of making threats to kill people in the UK. Cameron said that their assets have been frozen and travel bans have been imposed. Iran's Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian met with Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwar-ul-Haq in Islamabad yesterday. The countries seek to mend ties after tit-for-tat missile strikes earlier this month. The two countries agreed to fight terrorism in their respective areas and enhance bilateral ties. Qatar also invited Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi to visit Pakistan. Qatar's Prime Minister has said that good progress was made towards a new hostage deal in the Israel-Hamas war. However, Hamas has reportedly rejected the agreement. It has refused to agree to a deal that does not include a complete end to the war. Hamas is also asking for the withdrawal of all Israeli troops from Gaza. Spy chiefs from the US, Israel and Egypt had met in Europe over the weekend to chalk out the new hostage deal. Israel says that its forces launched a surprise overnight attack in North Gaza's Shati area. They say that the surprise tactic inflicted heavy casualties on Hamas, killing at least 30 members. This was while fighting continued in the city of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Israel says that about 100,000 Gaza residents have temporarily been evacuated from the west of Khan Yunis. Israel's Defence Minister Yoav Gallant said that a quarter of Hamas's fighters have been killed. He added that at least another quarter have been wounded. Gallant said this when he met troops near the Gaza border. He reiterated that he expects the Israel-Hamas war to go on for months. Israel's army released a video showing airstrikes on what it said were Hezbollah military sites in Lebanon. The footage showed the strikes followed by thick plumes of smoke rising from an area densely packed with buildings. The attacks were conducted after multiple rockets crossed into northern Israel from Lebanon earlier in the day. South Africa's ruling party, the African National Congress or ANC, has suspended former President Jacob Zuma. This comes weeks after he backed a different party ahead of this year's general election. The move is another sign of the feud between Zuma and the ANC. Zuma was the 4th president of democratic South Africa. He served from 2009 to 2018. However, he was later removed from his position over corruption allegations that led to his estrangement from the party he once led. The International Criminal Court has accused both of Sudan's warring factions of committing war crimes. The ICC's chief prosecutor said that both Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, are committing war crimes in Darfur. War erupted between the Sudanese armed forces and the RSF in April last year. Following this, the ICC had launched an investigation into the surge of hostilities in Sudan's Darfur region. At least 6 school children were killed in northeast Nigeria by an improvised explosive device. The children had mistaken the device for scrap metal. Local government officials say the device detonated and killed the 6 children while they tried to sell it. The leader of Northern Ireland's Democratic Unionist Party, Geoffrey Donaldson, said he has reached a deal with the British government. This is over the operation of post-Brexit trade rules. The move will allow the party to return to the region's power-sharing government. Northern Ireland has been without a government for almost 2 years. In 2022, the DUP walked out in protest over trade regulations. Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Garibashvili has resigned. Reports say that he is expected to switch positions with the current chairman of the ruling party, Georgian Dream. The current chairman, Irakli Kobakidze, is expected to become the next PM. Although Garibashvili has not announced his successor, he has confirmed that he received an offer to lead the party. Brazil's federal police reportedly searched the homes and office of Carlos Bolsonaro, the son of former President Jair Bolsonaro. This comes as part of a probe into suspected illegal spying on political foes during Bolsonaro's term. The officers also searched the former president's house for anything belonging to Carlos. Hong Kong's leader confirmed his intention to pass fresh national security laws soon. This will build up on sweeping legislation that Beijing imposed on the city in 2020. A consultation period for the homegrown security law began today. The law is locally known as Article 23. Industrialists and diplomats are watching the developments closely. They believe the rules could deeply impact the global financial hub. In climate news, at least one king penguin is suspected to have died from bird flu in the Antarctic region. The suspected case was recorded on Britain's South Georgia island. This is according to the Scientific Committee on Antarctic Research. If confirmed, it will be the first case of a species. It will be the first of the species killed by the highly contagious H5N1 virus. Researchers had previously raised alarms over the potential spread of bird flu in the Antarctic penguin population. Australian environmental experts fear that back-to-back cyclones may have damaged parts of the Great Barrier Reef. The environmentalists are concerned that vast flood plumes and heavy waves may have harmed the world's biggest coral reef system. The biggest threats have been from December's Cyclone Jasper and last week's Cyclone Kirili. Chile's Santiago is under red alert for a fierce heat wave. The capital city is expected to swelter for the entire week. Locals in the Latin American nation cooled off in the city's fountains as temperatures hit 33 degrees Celsius. January 31st is expected to be the hottest day of the week, with temperatures expected to reach 35 degrees Celsius. Fires charred through over 1,000 hectares of a national park in Argentina's Patagonia region. Last week, a wildfire broke out in the Los Alerces National Park. In 2017, the park was declared a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site. Authorities are working to try to bring the fire under control, but efforts have been hampered by excessive smoke. The cause of the fire is not known. Authorities in Spain's Andalusia have approved new measures to battle severe drought. The regional government approved a fourth aid package. This includes financial support for the extension of desalination plants and the improvements of reservoirs. Spain is facing a drought with reservoirs at minimum capacity. Officials from other parts of the country have said that there will be water restrictions in big cities in the absence of rain. European Union lawmakers have struck a new deal to treat sewage. It'll force beauty companies to pay more to clean up microplastic pollution. The draft rules that follow the polluter pays principle. Under this, companies that sell medicines and cosmetics will have to cover at least 80% of the extra costs needed to get rid of microplastics. On to business and tech news. Billionaire Elon Musk has claimed that his startup Neuralink has installed a chip in a human brain. Musk said that Neuralink implanted the chip on Monday and that the patient is recovering well. Neurotechnology firm Neuralink aims to build direct communication between the human brain and computers. It aims to treat neurological disorders like ALS or Parkinson's. A US regulator had approved Neuralink's human brain implant trial last year. Amazon has called off its $1.4 billion merger plan with robot vacuum maker iRobot. The deal was announced in 2022 and would have been one of Amazon's largest ever acquisitions. However, it faced opposition from an EU competition regulator over monopoly concerns. iRobot said Amazon would pay the firm $94 million as a merger termination fee. Yesterday, Thailand's Deputy Finance Minister announced that the country's economy is in a state of recession. He called on Thailand's central bank to lower decade-high interest rates. Thailand's Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin has also asked the central bank to cut the key rate to help lower household debt. The country is struggling with high household debt, weaker exports, and low foreign tourist numbers. Chinese electric car maker BYD is expecting last year's profit to surge by as much as 86%. The company is banking on strong sales and cost-cutting measures implemented in 2023. BYD overtook Tesla last year to become the world's biggest EV maker. The company sold more than 500,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter alone. Toyota has issued a do not drive advisory for 50,000 US vehicles. The company has issued a recall due to an airbag issue. Toyota says some airbag inflators could explode and kill the driver. The recall includes the 2003-2004 Corolla, the 2003-2004 Corolla Matrix, and the 2004-2005 RAV4S. American Airlines is laying off over 650 employees in its customer support team. This is over 8% of the airline's 8,000-strong customer support staff. The job cuts are part of the airline's restructuring plan. The layoffs will impact employees in the U.S. cities of Phoenix and Dallas-Fort Worth. Boeing has withdrawn a request to the U.S. aviation regulator seeking a safety standard exemption for its 737 MAX 7 jets. This comes after a manufacturing problem was found in another Boeing 737 model. Earlier this month, the door panel of a Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet blew out mid-air due to loose bolts. Since then, the MAX 9 jets have been grounded in various countries around the world. The Irish airline Ryanair says that it'll buy Boeing 737 jets if any of its US customers refuse to take the delivery. The comments follow United Airlines hinting at looking for an alternative to its Boeing 737 MAX 10 order. Ryanair has already ordered 150 Boeing 737 MAX 10 jets. The airline's executives expect the model to be certified by the US Federal Aviation Administration by the end of the year. German retail group Kadewe has declared bankruptcy. The Signa real estate-owned group operates the iconic Berlin department store. Open since 1907, the store is a major tourist destination in the German capital. But the Kadewe group has been struggling with high rents amid a widening property crisis in Europe. Shares of German pharmaceutical Bayer fell by around 6% on Monday. This after the company was ordered to pay $2.25 billion in damages by a US court. Bayer has been fined for an allegedly cancer-causing weed killer. The pharma company's US unit, Monsanto, has been facing a number of cases related to its Roundup weed killer. Moving on to the latest from the world of sport, we begin with cricket. India's test squad has suffered two major blows. All-rounder Ravindra Jadeja and key batter KL Rahul are out of the second test against England due to injury. India lost the nail-biting first test by 28 runs in Hyderabad. This is despite being ahead in the match for most of the opening 3 days. The second test of the 5-match series starts in Visakhapatnam on Friday. The International Cricket Council has reprimanded Indian pacer Jasprit Bumrah. This was for inappropriate physical contact with England's Ollie Pope during the first test. The ICC said that the incident occurred during England's second innings. Bumrah, after bowling and completing his follow-through, deliberately stepped in Ollie Pope's way as the batter went for a run. Afghanistan's ace spinner Rashid Khan will miss the squad's first ever test against Sri Lanka next month. The 25-year-old, who is also Afghanistan's highest wicket taker, is recovering from a back surgery. Selectors said Rashid was being cautiously monitored. On to football now. Despite Luis Suarez's maiden goal for Inter Miami and Lionel Messi's penalty, Inter Miami lost 3-4 against Saudi Pro League side Al-Hilal in Riyadh on Monday. Down 3-1 early in the second half, Miami fought back to 3-all, but an 88th minute header from Brazilian forward Malcolm sealed Al-Hilal's win in the friendly at the Kingdom Arena. Ivory Coast fans were ecstatic after the hosts stunned Senegal at the Africa Cup of Nations, knocking out the reigning champions 5-4 on penalties. The victory keeps the Ivorians' hopes of winning the title at home soil alive. A week ago, hosts Ivory Coast was staring at a humiliating group stage exit, but now they've managed to sail through to the quarter-finals. In the Asian Cup, defending champions Qatar survived a scare to beat Palestine 2-1, advancing to the quarter-finals. The Palestine side looked promising in the attack in the first half and were rewarded in the 37th minute. However, goals from Hassan Al-Heidos and Akram Afif steered Qatar to a win. Meanwhile, Jordan's twin strikes in injury time sparked wild celebrations as they beat Iraq 3-2 in a thriller on Monday. Jordan have also reached the Asian Cup quarterfinals. Yassin Al-Arab prodded a 95th minute leveler. 2 minutes later, Nizar Al-Rashdan scored another to fire the underdogs into the last 8. On to tennis now. Andy Murray has suffered another early exit. The former world number one was knocked out of the ATP event in Montpellier. He was knocked out by Benoit Paire in the first round. Paire came from behind to secure a 2-6, 7-6, 6-3 win over Murray. Earlier this month, the 36-year-old three-time Grand Slam champion Murray had said that retirement may not be far away after a poor run. In basketball, the Houston Rockets dominated the Los Angeles Lakers with a 135-119 victory. Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun both recorded near-matching double-doubles, contributing significantly to the Rockets' offensive onslaught. Green secured his third consecutive double-double, amassing 34 points and a career-high 12 rebounds. He also added 7 assists to that tally. Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva has received a 4-year doping suspension. Valieva had tested positive for the banned substance trimethazidine at the Russian National Championships in December 2021. The Court of Arbitration for Sport order has effectively stripped the Russian Olympic Committee of its gold medal in the team event from the 2022 Beijing Olympics. In entertainment news, a Los Angeles judge has rejected Cher's request to have her adult son put in temporary conservatorship. The judge wasn't convinced by arguments from Cher's attorneys about why her 47-year-old son Elijah Blue Albin needs to have the court control his money. Cher said her son was struggling with mental illness and substance abuse. Reality TV star Kim Kardashian is all set to executive produce and feature in an upcoming docuseries about actor Elizabeth Taylor. The series, titled Elizabeth Taylor, Rebel Superstar, will explore her life as a Hollywood star and also as a businesswoman and activist. Kanye West, Snoop Dogg and Babyface showed support for Charlie Wilson as the R&B performer was honored with a star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles. Wilson, a 13-time Grammy nominee, spoke about being sober for nearly 30 years and how he struggled with homelessness on the same streets where the star now sits. The day also marked Wilson's 71st birthday. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce continue celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs' weekend win. The pop star was seen celebrating with Travis Kelce's friends and family in photos on social media. Swift was seen posing with Kelce's parents and brother, Jason Kelce. As singer Justin Timberlake makes his musical comeback, he's found new support in his ex-girlfriend Britney Spears. Spears shared a message on social media in support of Justin Timberlake. She said she is in love with Timberlake's new song, Selfish. Britney's encouraging note came months after she revisited details of her relationship with Timberlake in her memoir. The 42-year-old also stated that she would like to apologize for some of the things she wrote in her book. After months of romance rumors, Sophie Turner made her relationship with Peregrine Pearson Instagram official. Turner posted a series of pictures of the couple at a snowy getaway. Sophie Turner's relationship comes on the heels of her breakup with Joe Jonas. Gossip girl alum Ed Westwick is engaged to his girlfriend of more than 2 years, Amy Jackson. The couple put up their proposal pictures on social media. Westwick noted on his Instagram stories that he hit the jackpot. Beverly Hills 90210 star Shannon Doherty shared some good news amid her battle with stage 4 cancer. Doherty said that a new infusion treatment plan that she's been on has yielded positive results and called it a miracle. The charmed actress was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015. She went into remission 2 years later, but shared in 2019 that the cancer had returned at stage 4. The Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, thanked supporters and well-wishers as messages poured in wishing Kate Middleton a speedy recovery. The Princess of Wales returned home over the weekend following a planned abdominal surgery. The couple also shared a message of gratitude to the healthcare professionals who made her procedure a success. Meanwhile, there are calls for Prince Harry to step down from the board of African parks, amid a report that its rangers raped, beat and tortured indigenous people in Africa. Prince Harry got involved with African parks in 2016 and became president of the non-profit conservation group that manages national parks across the African continent. That's all for this episode of Fast and Factual. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to First Post.